Namaste and welcome, Scorpio Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Rising Signs. Welcome to your free January 2019. Yeah, we made it to 2019. Oracle reading with me. There is an extended version available this month if you're interested in that. I think it's well worth the money, quite a bit in this free reading, making it a little bit longer than usual, and quite a bit also offered in the extended version, making that one longer than usual as well, because it's been requested and it's pretty usual to do so, that I take a look at 2019 in general a bit. So I'm glad to do that. I'm also going to pull some cards for 2018 so that we can look at it and get messages from Spirit about it now that it is passing or has passed. For those of you watching in December, and see what Spirit wants to bring to our awareness, our attention, kind of highlight about 2018, looking at it in retrospect. Okay, so quite a few decks here. I'm going to take a little bit of time for some shuffling here. I have the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle deck. You're going to have to please forgive me. The booklet does not give pronunciations of these crystals, and some I try as I can. I might, I can't pronounce them. So we're going to do a crystal card for 2018 and a crystal card for 2019. Also, the Wisdom of Trees Oracle from Jane Struthers is going to be used. One card for 2018, one for 2019, along with some color cards and zodiac cards. And then I'm going to get into January, the month of January specifically. Alright, so Labradorite is the card that's coming up for you for 2018 from the crystal deck, and Purpurite, I think, for 2019. This is so cool. I'm Scorpio also, and this is really resonating with me. I'm also thinking of 44 as a master number. Some people refer to it as an angel number, the angel number. It looks lovely to me. And Labradorite too looks really neat. So let's also see what we have for trees. We'll get into 2018. So right now I'm working in the Yuletide event, holiday event, Craft and Oracle Bazaar event that I created. And so if you are not in that, please do stop over, check it out, and join if you'd like. There's a lot of fun stuff going on, free sample readings, like mini readings, general readings, just a lot of stuff, little games, playing around, ways to win points. There's a menu of holiday and Yuletide, including New Year's readings up within that event, and of course crafts that you can be purchased as well. So love to have you in there celebrating the holidays with us. And I'm going to also probably put together some sort of list to include more New Year's and full year readings, because there's a lot of different full year readings and some other New Year readings that I would be up for doing for people as well. So you have Hazel coming up in reversed for 2018, and then you have Bristlecone Pine for 2019. It's really neat because it's just blowing forward 2019. I mean, it's going to look like it's blowing backwards probably from your angle, but when I look at it, it's blowing forward. I'm not sure. Maybe it looks forward. Yeah, just forward movement. Of course, I read left to right. Not everybody in the world does that. So we're going to zoom in on 2018, though. That was 2019. 2 zodiac cards. A lot of people are getting that Gemini card coming up. You get Gemini. We got Gemini, actually. And what about color cards? Scorpio Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Rising, 2018, and then 2019. Okay. Scarlet, Attract Success was 2018. And Cayenne, Build Your Confidence, 2019. So we have labradorite, and I'm going to read out of the booklet for this crystal, the crystals, and for the trees. So I'll do that in just a moment. We have hazel, beautiful hazel. Love the looks of this tree. I love the smell of hazelnut too. It's lovely. Not sure if you're getting a glare, I apologize. This is one of the cards that's especially hard to get a view of in the camera without a glare. And that came up in verse. We have Earth and we have Gemini. Now, Earth and Gemini, that's an interesting combo. Okay. This could be doing research about money or wealth or attracting success, abundance, security, housing. It could also be health or just grounding yourself in general, being rooted, grounded in general. It could be doing research about it, could be talking about it, teaching about it, kind of keeping it on the surface. For some of you, might be the case with the third house energy. This is also, we'll get into that a little bit more in a moment, but I want to show you the color card too. You have Scarlet, Attract Success. Attract Success. So the key phrase with Gemini is I think, or I speak, I can't remember which one, but either way, it's the sign of the twins, and it is about both. It's about our mental body and our thinking and mental chatter. It's about travel a little bit, short distance travel. It's about extended family, right? Distant relatives and extended family, cousins, nieces, nephews, uncles, step family. It's about acquaintances. It's about communication. It is very much about communication. So for some of you, there may have been a lot of talk about attracting success, attracting wealth, money, resources of one type or another here. There may have, Gemini is also, it's ruled by Mercury. It is kind of a trickster sign sometimes. So there may have been sort of like misunderstandings, miscommunications, lies, deception, deceit, trickery involved, whether, that's, you felt like the universe was playing a trick on you, or whether there are actually humans involved around money. There's also a dualistic aspect here with the twins. Again, Earth is your connection to the planet, and it's, resources and money as well. So we have hazel and this crystal to take a look at and see what that adds to the mix. So I'm very excited to do that. I do feel like there's some pieces missing, I should say, pieces. I'm going to start with the crystal. If you do watch for your sun, moon, and ascendant rising, because you can do that with these readings, you may notice that there's some slight variation in the way I'm doing the readings. I'm inspired to do more of an intuitive read this time than a real structured format layout. So I think in one of them I did the crystal card and the tree card for 2018, and then I did the crystal card and the tree card for 2019 before I pulled the other cards, and just things like that. So if you watch it and you think I'm ripping you off, like I didn't give you a I got more cards in my sun sign than my rising sign. No, that's not it. I'm just doing kind of intuitively. They're varying a little bit sign by sign. So anyway, enough of that small talk filler to distract you while I find the page. Labradorite's key phrase is the mind's eye. So this is dealing a lot with the third eye. This crystal raises your consciousness to connect to mystical dimensions and the highest protective energies. It strengthens your faith in yourself and aids intuitive guidance. Its healing insight is giving your energy away is bad for your health. Establishing an efficient interface with the outside world will protect your well-being. All right. So some of you may have been doing some grounding and protective magic or protective energetic work, or spiritual work. Self-understanding says you are an intuitive being with the gift of foresight. Keep yourself grounded. The veil between the worlds is thin. You could easily confuse yourself with imaginings. Aim for clear insights. Hold on to common sense. It is your most effective tool in assessing intuitions and acting on those that are valid. All right, so a couple things before I continue reading here. I've had to say this in all the videos because I think it's really important. First of all, Neptune was retrograde in 2018 and came stationary and direct right at the end of 2018 while we were approaching 2019. So Neptune is the planet of our imagination, of our imaginings, our imagination, our artistic and creative expression, of daydreaming and visualizing, of also the confusion and lies and fear and misunderstandings and I said deception, right? Illusions. That's the word I'm looking for. Illusions. So that was that was retrograde, in 2018. We also had a very heavy Scorpio and 8th house energy influence in 2018. Not only was Jupiter in our sign, in the sign of Scorpio, in 2018, but also Venus and Mercury retrograded through the sign of Scorpio in 2018, which extended their stay in our sign. So Jupiter is the planet of benevolence, of good luck, of good fortune, of blessings, of higher spiritual understanding and expansion. But Jupiter stays in a sign for about a year. It doesn't come back to the sign for about 12 years. It's just moved home to Sagittarius, right? So it only gets to come home about once every 12 years for a year. And it's just done that, moving into 2019, the end of 2018, it moved into Sagittarius. And even though Jupiter is a sign of good luck and, good fortune and blessings, and so when you have it in your sign, like we did in 2018, you would think, oh, well, that's going to bring in good things, blessings and good fortune. And yeah, I'm not a professional astrologer. People have been studying this a lot longer than I have, but I think there is some truth to that, but there's also, when it's in Scorpio, there's also the fact that it's the last sign it is in before it makes it home to Sagittarius, and it's kind of a challenging position for it because, it's like if it was a person or something on a journey around this wheel. By the time it gets to Scorpio, it's kind of tired out. It's rather exhausted from the rest of the journey. It's exhausted. It's a little bit cranky. It's eager to get home. So, we also had that going on in Scorpio. I don't have to tell you guys too much about Scorpio, hopefully, because you're listening to the Scorpio video. You either are Scorpios or you're cross-watching for somebody for some reason and can do your own research about Scorpio on your own, but I'm probably going to spew it all out anyway. As you probably know, Scorpio is the sign of the underworld, of things unseen, of magic, of life, death, and rebirth, that whole cycle, and the Trinity. And so I think for everybody in 2018, there was a certain amount, with especially with Neptune also being direct, and then, those other, planets, personal planets retrograding through Scorpio and having extended stays. There was definitely an element of like the demons coming out from behind the curtains, and us interacting with our own inner demons, and like seeing other people's demons, and just, looking at the shadow stuff really being there for us to, whatever we were doing with it, fight it, observe it, listen to it scream, run from it. Like, maybe I sound crazy to some people, but I think a lot of you know what I'm talking about. Alright, so that's the wrong crystal. No wonder I don't remember reading that. Okay. So for us, in 2018, there was an element of needing to be grounded, really needing to ground ourselves to spiritually, mentally, emotionally, energetically protect ourselves from what was going on, and, be strong and persist in a positive way. And this is interesting because I remember when that occurred to me. I think it may have came up in the cards, I'm not sure, but I kind of got the idea in my head, I need to do some more grounding. And I really set the discipline and started doing grounding meditation almost daily. And it's enjoyable, but you kind of have to get the inertia for some things. Even when they are enjoyable, you have to kind of discipline yourself to do it long enough regularly to get up an inertia for it. So I remember when I started bringing back in more grounding energies and doing grounding energies, and I definitely do feel like I was in need of it, so that really resonates for me personally. Divination says, beware psychic vampires. Ensure that you do not have a leaky aura. You face a temporary setback, but a sudden reversal of fortune is possible. Be careful what you wish for. It may come true. Raise your consciousness to the highest levels. Labradorite indicates capricious love. Now, I forget what capricious means. But there was a lot. I mean, this really resonates with me about 2018. There was a lot with protecting and strengthening my own energies, and putting up shields and barriers and things to protect against psychic vampirism. Yeah. And did I read Hazel? I didn't read Hazel yet. I'm excited to get into Hazel. I'm gonna get into Hazel. Being very rude, I'm nibbling on some coconut chips here. Coconut chips, yummy, so yummy. They do have sugar in them, which I'd rather do without, but aside from that, they're pretty yummy. Alright, Hazel. Keyword is boundaries. Yep, for Hazel, it's boundaries. Alright, 54, page 54. Here we go. Hazel in verse says, are you becoming too self-contained? Have you built an emotional wall around yourself that keeps other people at bay? And if so, why? Perhaps you need to gradually increase your trust in people and to become less anxious and uncertain. Okay, so I kind of feel like that there was a lot of that energy for me, like uncertainty, anxiety, that I kept having to, implement certain strengths and disciplines and things I'd learned, and, be strong about and face. Those were, some of the demons for me that came up. And I think, this almost sounds like it's starting to say the opposite, right? Like open up, and instead of like boundaries, create boundaries. and that kind of thing. But if you listen to it carefully, are you becoming too self-contained? Have you built an emotional wall around yourself that keeps others at bay? And if so, why? Well, if you did, then it was probably with the intent of protecting yourself, right? Good intentions towards yourself, protecting yourself from pain and suffering and taking on other people's negative energies and having your own success or, good energies dampened by other people's. Sometimes that happens and that hurts. Different things that cause us pain cause us to do that, in the interest of self-preservation when we're trying to do that. But when you look at it, are you becoming too self-contained? Have you built an emotional wall around yourself that keeps other people at bay? And if so, why? Perhaps you need to gradually increase your trust in people and to become less anxious and uncertain. It sounds like something that you're doing out of fear, right? Sort of like walking away from fear, or kind of hiding from fear, trying to build up barriers to keep fear and negativity and the demons out, right? But this year was the year of, like, no, we're not going to let the demons be over there in the dark where we can't see them and we have no power, to, like, protect ourselves because we don't know where they are, where they're going to pop out, what they're going to do. They're just kind of lurking there and we don't really understand how they're affecting us. Let's just not pay attention to it. It wasn't the year for that. It was the year of, like, let's pull back the curtains and see, look at these demons and, like, listen to them and understand we're sharing a realm with them. And yes, Scorpio is also the sign of transformation and transmutation, so it was kind of like, well, how do we want to shape shift this situation moving forward? We're going to be in Jupiter's Sagittarius year, which is much different, I think. So it was like creating a different sort of protection. You get me? I'm not sure if this is just my personal experience or this is going to resonate with you guys as well, but for me, that was the experience. Is I actually had to sort of transform my mode of energetic protection and keep dipping into it, really grounding into it. Earth energy grounding for sure was part of it. We also have Scarlet attractive success. So, if you didn't feel like you saw a lot of success in 2018, one thing you can do now as we enter 2019, or wrapping up 2018, whenever you're watching this video, is, in order to raise your vibration to the vibration of success instead of lack, is to reflect back on 2018 and write down all the little successes. Write down all the things you can think of that were success, even if it was a lesson, like, this bad thing happened and I learned that I will not make the mistake that led to that happening again. Like, there's different ways so that you start drawing your attention away from the demons and drawing your attention back into success. Because this is where I was getting with this. If you don't really feel like you had that much of a successful year, 2019 could be your year, or 2020 could be your year. This is showing at least the seeding, like really planting seeds in fertile ground for success. Let's take a look at 2019. I hope you guys don't have static in the background. If you do, it's my heater. So, alright, we have this gorgeous crystal. I'm so excited to read about this one, although I do think it came up. It hasn't been that long since I've read it. It came up for something else. There was a general reading or one of the signs. I don't remember. We have bristle cone or stone, bristle cone pine, cayenne, build your confidence, We have the Moon card, and we have Taurus, second house. So here we are, 2019 is saying Taurus is one of the themes. Taurus is the second house. Taurus's keywords are I have. Taurus is a money house for sure. It's house of money, resources, what we think of as quality, having quality in our life, work, jobs. Yeah. Now within that second house, then what else do we have for zodiac? The Moon card coming up. This can be challenges. This can be femininity. This can be connecting with women. This can also be, introspection. Can be nostalgia. Let's take a look at the crystal card and the tree card so we can get more insight about that Moon card and the whole layout in general. So what number is that? 44. That's right. Number 44. Good feeling about this card. Okay, one more page. Sorry about that, guys. It's called the Curse Clearer. Yeah, that's awesome. Unfortunately, for some people, it may be that it's like doing the work in 2019 to clear up some of these quote-unquote curses. But I do think for some people, some are going to feel it lifting in 2019 or lifted, whether it's one specific thing that really weighs on you or whether it's a number of things. Let's see what it says. It says it's extremely effective for psychic and aura protection, and that came up in 2018 too, and I didn't mention that, but that was another thing too. I did do some work with my aura too, because I felt like I needed to, and finally I was clued into that. I kind of wonder if I'd been doing it all year, if it would have been better, but that looks like something that's kind of transferring over to 2019. I think a lot of things are going to be different, but for us, that's sort of one thing that's transferring over is strengthening, possibly expanding our auras and our energetic protection. All right. Extremely effective for psychic and aura protection. Purpurite. This crystal grounds high frequency energy, harmonizing the physical body to the new vibration. It helps you to break away from self-destructive or self-limiting behavior. Energizing the physical and mental bodies, it overcomes tiredness, apathy, and despondency. Healing insight is the past creates the present, but the past can be repaired and the present healed. That is so valid and true and cool, and I've seen some of the most radical transformations in my life that I did not think would occur as a result of that, of going in and, how did they word it, repairing the past. Sometimes you do this on a physical level, right? Like when you apologize to somebody, you haven't spoke to somebody in a while, and then you apologize to them and you talk and work things through. Sometimes though, you can do this on your own through meditation and through the mental body and through your own imprint, in the etheric body. And I've seen such amazing transformational stuff in my own life through doing that on an energetic level. Alright, let's move on to the next part here. Alright, where was I? The past creates the present, but the past can be repaired and the present healed. Be open to new ways to heal. Protect yourself appropriately, but do not be overly defensive. Okay, I have to stop and cut in here again too, because I'm getting this feeling, like hunch feeling, that there's some predestined thing in the future for us that we're headed towards. Probably slightly different for all of us, right? But something, this like protective energy phase that we're going through is preparing us to like learn and integrate something new, right? Be open to new ways to heal. It's starting to emerge with this Jupiter in Sag year, this 2019, this 3 universal year upon us. So, when it comes to healing, sometimes we have very deep rooted belief systems and things that we've learned, our whole paradigms that get shifted and altered. And so I can totally see why we would need to grow and evolve more and strengthen ourselves, energetically, through grounding, through our auras, through, that kind of thing. All right, let's see. It says, do not be overly defensive. Check out whether you have inadvertently offended anyone. If so, make reparation where possible. If not, send unconditional love and forgiveness without needing to know why or where. That's what I was just talking about. Some of what I was talking about with the past. And, this moon card is becoming a little more clear why that's a theme card now that we're reading about this crystal, because it does deal with that kind of thing. The emotional body in the past. All right. Self-understanding, old habits and patterns, including those inherited from ancestors, may keep you mired in the past. Subtle energetics of ancient curses or ill-wishing could be affecting you. These may be personal or passed down through the family line. You may be open to mental influences from others. Okay. Did we read the tree card yet? We did not. Okay, let's get into that tree card. Alright, it looks like it's a root. The suits in the tree deck are roots, which represent being, trunk, healing, leaf, wisdom, and flower, fruit, and seed power. This is a root card, bristlecone pine. Its keyword is persistence. Okay. Persistence. And it came right side up for us. It says, life does not always run smoothly, and you are currently facing difficulties. Do your best to remain strong and steadfast during these troubling times. Persist with your goals while learning from your setbacks. I hate this negative energy coming in here, because we have waited so long and gone through so much for just like a nice, easy, breezy year full of blessings and abundance. I do think, that it's maybe coming off a little more negative or like more work than it might be. Okay, I do think for some of us it's apt to be a year where there's a balance and there's challenges. And we will, probably fail at things and make some quote-unquote mistakes. But the thing is in doing that and having it be challenging and have it, parts of the year and aspects of what we're learning and life being challenging and work and mistakes and things that we then have to go back and correct and do the right way or relearn or repeat a process that was trying. The thing is we're actually building and accomplishing something. You were working on building our confidence up, we're building our strength up, we're strengthening our aura, and we're doing healing work. So I think this card is really coming up as more of an attitude of like, don't let it get you down if there's challenges and at times things are hard, because there's reward to it. There's growth and reward, and spirit may be trying to match it, like do better than match us, you know, really like give us a lot of reward for our efforts and our time that we put in to get it right, or to untangle the knots, you know, and free ourselves. Again, this Taurus energy is very much, you know, about grounding. That's going to be very important, I think, this year. It's part of the theme still for us in 2019, grounding. It's about, you know, definitely incorporating and balancing in common sense and practicality. But, you know, Taurus also is about our values and like I mentioned before, you know, having what we want to have, having things that are of quality and value to us. Hopefully there's an opening going on here. I'm so tempted to draw more cards. I want to. An opening so that we're allowing ourselves to have more of what we truly want out of life. Okay. So this is, you know, a third eye chakra crystal. It resonates with the third eye, clarity, perception. You want it grounded if you're, you know, for material manifestation. You're going to want yourself grounded. And also, you know, I think these can work in harmony pretty well. You know, there's this building of confidence energy coming in with this beautiful cayenne color too that makes me think, yes, Jupiter and Sag is going to help us out. Yes, we are going to be able to have more of our values and our practical light, you know, our earthly existence line up and have that success, have that abundance and blessings come in, and it's going to make us feel better about ourselves, and it's going to boost our confidence and so on. The thing is that I just also do see, you know, that there are some things that Spirit is asking us to do as well. It's like, yeah, I'm going to bring some stuff to you, but also you're going to still do some of this. All right, let's take a look at the week by week for January. So what I'm going to do is an approximate week by week using 4 weeks, using also the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, as well as these color cards and these Zodiac cards. So the thing to understand is that time is much more fluid than it is linear, really. And when we look at the deeper truth of it, and so this is a general reading. It's going to vary from person to person. Like when I pull, you know, first week, second week, first week for you might be 8 days, you know, instead of 7, and second week for you might be 5 days, you know. There could also be some overlapping of the energies from week to week. So that's what we're going to do now to finish off the reading, as well as an one theme card from the Secret Language of Color Cards deck for the entire month of January. And that's kind of like me giving Spirit a highlighter and saying, okay, what do you want to highlight? What do you want to draw in as a really important message for Scorpio to remember about January? All right. And that card is Burgundy, Awaken Your Passion. This is gorgeous. This is so in alignment with Scorpionic energy, because Scorpio is the sign of passion, in my opinion. It's definitely one of the signs of passion, you know, creative energy and passion. Also, something that I don't think has come up yet in your video is that 2019 is really a year of like homecoming, coming home to self, coming home and to your natural environment, like coming home, where it's safe and secure and yours and you're in control, and coming home. because, a lot of the planets are at home now, or are going to be at home. Also, we don't have retrogrades so much in 2019. Neither Mars nor Venus will be retrograding. Pretty sure Neptune's direct all year this time around too, and so I think this could be, quite a relief and some, a year of kind of rejuvenating to an extent. And where I was going with this is that, so we have Saturn at home in Capricorn. We have Jupiter at home in Sagittarius now. Mars throughout the year 2019 will be in different signs, but right around the first part of January, right when we're entering our new year, right, 2019, our new year, Mars, which co-rules Scorpio, it co-rules Scorpio with Pluto, and it rules Aries. So Mars, one of our planets, our co-ruling planet, so extra significant for our sign, as well as Aries, it will be going home to Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, right around the beginning of our new year, the first part of the first month of our new year. That's very synchronistic. All right. See what we have going on in January. Oh my gosh, that heater sounds awful behind my computer. I hope you guys do not have the static on this video. I hope we don't have the static on this video. Alright, goddess cards now, please. For Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant Rising, the month of January 2019. Okay. Alright. First up, first week of January, you have Saturn reverse, Libra, Gray, learn to scan your body, and Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long, go outside and get some fresh air. I know it's really cold and probably not comfortable for some people in some areas in the first week of January, and they're not going to want to go outside to get fresh air, but this is the one card that the goddess deck brought up, so I do think there's an importance to this, the fresh air and having air circulate for our health and well-being and our mental clarity and make good decision making, especially. So even if this is just for short periods of time, even if you're just going out real quickly, taking a couple breaths, or you're being a little bit more social maybe, so you're going out to your car and driving somewhere and then getting out and going somewhere, so you're getting a little more air that way. However you can do this that feels and seems appropriate. I just got the image of an air purifying plant that came to my mind, so that might be a good option for some people as well, like ivy, having ivy in the home to help freshen the air. Oops. Gray, learn to scan your body. So this is telling me the answers are coming from within. Your body wants you to pay attention to it. Spirit wants you to pay attention to your body this first week of January and do some energetic scanning. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. As we start the year, Spirit's like, hey, will you please scan your body, so you're bringing your awareness to what's going on within. That sounds like a great way to start from the core, start from the center. Okay, and then we have Saturn reversed and Libra. So Libra is the balancing of the scales. Some of you maybe you can be involved, giving or receiving. So whether you're giving, sharing something to help balance the scales, whether it's money, time, or compassion, understanding, listening, like whatever it is, whether you're giving or whether you're receiving, something's coming to you and you're receiving to help balance the scales and bring more justice and harmony and fairness into the equation. Whether that's money or resources or an apology or what have you. That could be going on. I think that's going on for a number of the Scorpios in the first week of January. There's also probably like an updated rebalancing that we're trying to do and reharmonizing and adjusting to the new year. Scorpio is, like I said, co-ruled by Mars, which is the planet of action and energy and activity. So we're not really the type of sign to, and Scorpio governs change. Like Scorpio is associated with change. It gets thrown into that 8th house Scorpio energy, change and transformation. And so we're not typically the sign to sit by and not take some sort of steps towards what we want, towards transforming something into a new, we're birthing a new year that's very Scorpionic. And so I can see, with the Libra thing sometimes too has to do with court systems and legal systems and the justice system and that kind of thing. So it's 7th house energy. It's also, partnerships, business partnerships, marriages. It's this sign and house of mediators, ensuring things are fair for all parties involved, doing the best for that, negotiating, things of that nature. So some of us might have things going on related to that, whether it's marriage proposals, whether it's, divorce finalizations, or signatures, because that's what's fair and just in the manner, right? Moving forward, whether it's, we talk about business partnerships, whether it's, readjusting the weight and responsibility load within business partnerships. Could be many different things here. Alright, so what we also have is Saturn coming up reverse, and this is showing a blockage or imbalance related to the energy of Saturn, which is self-discipline. It's discipline, it's structure, self-discipline, organization, hard work in order to achieve results. Saturn is also father time and patience. So, I think, we have a map here, kind of, about how to heal this. And I think that's what a lot of us are going to be doing, is healing and transforming this energy right within the first week of January. That sounds awesome. I will take it. I'm trying to give you a thumbs up. So we have, okay, can you scan your body, please? Right? To help straighten this out. Can we keep fairness and others, in mind, and keep things balanced, discipline, things to be in balance and organized so that they're in balance. Can we get some fresh air so you can think more clearly and make the best decisions you can, right? And also, awaken your passion. Like, your passion is your friend. It's a tool. I feel, within this first week of January, it's a tool, and we have that gorgeous, like, Mars coming home to Aries energy to hit that too. I love the way the first week of January looks for us. I love it. let's take a look at, I hope I don't have a horrible week now, just so Spirit can be like, haha, I'm still mysterious and interesting. I hope I don't have a horrible week for any reason. That looked awesome to me. All right, let's take a look at the second week of January. Jupiter, air, chocolate, nourish your body and soul, and Dana, high priestess. You have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. Yeah. And some of us might be expanding on that. We might either be expanding on the knowledge that's involved, either, mission, life purpose, hobby, whatever, your job, however you're involved with sharing that spiritual teaching, and it can be through demonstrating your own life, just living your life as well. But it could also be expanding. Wow. It's like, this is so cool. So it's like Spirit saying to you here, yeah, I would like you to be that divine high priestess, wise person that you truly are, that authentic person that you truly are. And yes, that would benefit, or does benefit, others on this planet. It does benefit others. It is definitely an asset to the whole, right? To the macrocosm. So please nourish yourself. Like, nourish body, mind, and soul, so you can, really start generating that love within, that energy of love and happiness, and you're going to be radiating that out, what's within, as within, so without. So Spirit's like, okay, so can you please nourish your body and soul? And so second week, you're doing that, hopefully. You have air and you have Jupiter. And air is all about communication and travel and thinking. So it's positive thoughts, it's, having confidence, thinking, recognizing who you are, and that, you do have a lot to offer and you are valued on this planet. Having thoughts of, being deserving of love and nourishment, and that which you value. It's communicating that, possibly, to others, right? And for some of you, it may involve travel. For some of you, maybe you're traveling, you're going on a vacation because that's what's going to nourish your soul. Or maybe you're going to the gym because that's what's going to nourish your body and your soul. So you're traveling to do these things, or anything, right? Going to listen to lectures, any that would be nourishing for you could come up. Many possibilities. We have Jupiter, good luck, benevolence, good fortune, expansion, and higher learning. So that's why I feel like there could be some expansion to a teaching practice. If you have you teach yoga, or read cards like I do, or something Jupiterian especially. It could also be related to writing or communication, or even travel. You could be expanding that. You could be getting more clients, more business, adding another facet to your business, taking on a new product maybe. But this is more about like communication and spirituality, I think, for the most part. But like I said, it could affect the travel industry as well. Cars. So that looks pretty nice too. For some people, you may choose consciously or unconsciously to stay in more dense energies, or there may be a balance of lightning and also some dense energies, and this could manifest as it's going to manifest as expansion, either way. So it could manifest as expansion of negative thoughts, unfortunately, expansion of issues with travel, around travel, or poor communications. I think this is really maybe just for a really small amount of Scorpios that I'm saying this for. We do come in with the counter advice on how to cope with that and how to shift it and aim that Sagittarian arrow more where we want it. And with this chocolate card, take time and effort and action to nourish your body and your soul, and also, have faith and confidence and know that you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. You channel divine knowledge, okay? That's what it's talking about too, possibly for some of us, is really channeling divine knowledge, channeling messages. For like me, this could be a good time to do readings. For artists, it could be a really good time to channel. If you channel, whether it's writing or, I think we all channel. It's about having a certain amount of clear channels, energetically speaking, within our energetic body and our mind and so forth. And being able to really bring down that higher wisdom from your higher self. It's a great week to be able to do that, or to set yourself up for that. And again, Jupiter here, you might get some really awesome stuff coming into you. Maybe you're purchasing it, maybe it's coming out of your pocket and you're purchasing it. Nice journal for yourself, or just saying, like, a nice trip somewhere. But it could also, with Jupiter, Jupiter is blessings, abundance, good fortune, good luck. It could also be gifts. You could be receiving it in a way that is a gift from the universe or a gift from another human. Things related to, just it's something that you would definitely feel it was a gift, something, good fortune. And this can be, figuring things out that you've been trying to figure out for a long time. This could be the solution to a problem that's been plaguing you. It can be material or not material, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Let's take a look at that third week. Now, where did my third week go? Whoa, lost a bunch of cards with your reading. Why have I done this? All right, is this the third week or the fourth week? All right, this is the first week over here. We had that burgundy card. That should still be up here because this is the theme card for the whole month of January for you. I'm sorry if you're an alcoholic and this picture is bothering you. Just, maybe turn away from the screen and just listen to the cards. Let me read the cards. Okay, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, this was the fourth week. Okay. So a little patience. Thank you for your patience. Pluto in the third week. Water reversed. Pearl, connect to the divine, and Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Okay, so there is some sort of blockage here related to water. This could be things flowing in life, right? So very general blockage of any sort. It could also be more water element specific, meaning it could be a psychic block, it could be an intuitive block, it could be an emotional block and or imbalance. It could be also a block or imbalance related to sleep and dreaming, dream recall, all of that. You have Pluto. So one of our planets, Pluto, is coming up, and this is potentially about transformation. I do feel like it is, at least in part, about transforming this. So we're healing and transforming this blockage, imbalance, what have you, getting things undammed and flowing, however it affects you on a personal level, because again, this is a general reading. And we're doing so through embracing our true power, Pluto, again, power, and kicking off illusions about power and self-defeating attitudes, low self-confidence. It's kicking that to the curb, feeling like we need to have control over others,